It's an interesting question. It's one of the reasons that we're here today. Is one of the old adages in technology is that you always underestimate what you can do in a year, and you underestimate what you can do in a decade. And we feel like that's where we're at with esports right now. And importantly, Activision has established this league, and it's the inaugural league for Overwatch. Importantly, the groundwork's been laid over the last couple of years, from the time that the game was conceived, around multiple teams competing against each other with multiple players, short duration victories, and a number of elements of the game that really made it conducive to esports. And Activision and Bobby Kotick and the team have done a remarkable job of kind of laying the groundwork around this league. And importantly, if you look at the buy-in that you've actually had in terms of the team structures that are based on cities at this point, they're in North America as well as, as you mentioned, internationally in Shanghai. But more importantly, if you look at the people that have invested in some of these teams, including the Crafts, Cronkies, and then you've even had, sponsorship from, ownership associated with NBA teams as well. So it's a really, really impressive list of investors into the inaugural league.
It's to my observation, it certainly is. So what does it mean for the stocks in this sector, the stocks that you follow, you invest in? What does it mean for Activision?
Yeah, so to each company, it means something different. If you look at Activision specifically, the way we look at it, what's nice in terms of how we've thought about Activision, one of the reasons that we own it, there are just a number of positive secular dynamics associated with the name that give us confidence in our ownership position. And we look at esports at the moment as a call option on the business, that in this first iteration, it might not be worth much, or it could be worth a lot over a multi-year basis. But we think Activision is one of the better positioned video game publishers to actually capitalize on the trend. And if I could throw out one stat that I think is really important, is this actually, many speculate that this year will actually be the first year that more people actually watch gaming than play gaming worldwide. And if you think about that concept and the fact that this is global in nature, kind of gives you an idea of what the magnitude of this could potentially be at some point.
I just came back from Las Vegas to talk about sports in Las Vegas, and esports are a big part of that. They're building this big new arena that will open this year that used to be a nightclub in the Luxor. Here's my question. When you're looking at all the enthusiasm and the excitement about it, Apple's now dealing with activists who think that its devices are addictive for young people. If Apple's devices are addictive, what about gaming? What happens to you? Are Activision and stocks like that, companies like that, next?
Well, I think it depends. There are a number of potential issues that the companies need to work through over time. There are a number of potential regulatory elements that could impact the business. You hit on one. There are a number of things that are potentially addictive. Social, a lot of elements of technology that potentially need to be worked through. There's also the idea of, in some respects, are these games more akin to gambling? When you think about loot boxes and some of the other technologies that have been embedded into the games for microtransactions. From all the work that we've done, we're pretty comfortable in terms of just how these management teams are managing their business, the level of engagement, and that's why we're investors in the name.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.